Welcome back to our third lecture, second session, or what you can call part 6 of learning to create Flutter application based on practicals. So in the previous lecture, we were able to come up with this. Or in the previous session, we also said that we now want, when you click here, we should go to the screen of what? Of we are going to learn the styling, the text styling. So what we did, we went ahead and created a new under screens. We created another class. We created another screen. Okay, we call it. Let me rename it here properly. We called it text styling. What? Text styling screen. That's how we named it. All right. So what this text styling screen to be a place where we shall be styling our text from, right? So now, what we're going to do, so then we now have two screens. The main screen, the main menu screen, and this text styling screen. So I want, like, when I click here, in this main menu screen, it should take me to another page of text styling screen, or another screen. So let's go back to the main menu screen. So we have already added a on tap listener. So to go to another page, I'm going to navigate to another page. So to navigate to another page, you just simply say navigator.push. So I want you to watch this very carefully so you can understand how you can move from one page to another. You just simply say navigator in capital letter, beginning the capital letter, dot push, and then you pass the context, and then you say material page route, and then you open bracket. Okay, another bracket. So sorry, let me come again. You say navigator dot push, and then you pass the context separated with a comma, and followed by material page route. Open another bracket that you close from here, and then after you go ahead and give what you call a builder. So a builder takes what you call context, and then you open the curly bracket, and then you put the screen. You just simply say return, and then put the screen that you want to navigate to, and then you close everything at once like this. So by doing so, it will be able to move us from one screen to another. So I've went ahead and imported our text styling screen. So if your text styling screen is not imported, just press Alt and Enter. Press and hold Alt and then press Enter. Be able to see the suggestion to import your screen if you've written the name clearly. So if I press Ctrl and I click on this, it will be able to take me to where the screen is. Okay. All right. So yep. So there we are. So I want now when someone clicks here, they should be taken to this screen of text styling. So when I click here, am I being taken to text style screen? Let me see. Might be some error. Want to be taken. Context does not exist. I think this is let's put, so I'll approach this one. All right, so what you're going to do, this main material app is the one that we're going to put in the main app here. So I come here to main. Here I come back to main. So I'm going to put the material app. I'm going to put it here. Otherwise, the context is being lost. So I'll come here and remove this. So I'll just simply come and copy this scaffold. So So I collapse it and copy the whole scaffold. Okay, so after copying the scaffold, I come and return it here. Return scaffold. Then I come and get this menu route, material app. I get the material app code, and then come to the main menu here. I put it here. That's supposed to be here like this. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put here now our main menu to be the app that should be read here like this. Hope that will solve the problem of context loss. Let me run the app again. Yep, so now it's fine. So what I've done here, let me just make sure that your main material app is in the main. Other context may be lost. So here it's material app with its settings, and then here where there is home, I'm putting main menu. So main menu, it is returning a scaffold. It's not even returning the another material app. So that is how we shall be able to navigate from one page to another. So members, I hope you've understood that. So the navigation remains the same, how we navigate from one page to another. So let me just go to text styling. Okay, so text styling is, if I just come back here, click on text styling. So the text styling screen, it is returning nothing. It's just returning what we call scaffold. It's returning the placeholder. So a placeholder, this is how it looks like. Okay, so I want to change this placeholder to have a scaffold and also other relevant things that we need on styling the text. So let's go ahead and remove this placeholder and return what we call a scaffold. So you just need to return here a scaffold, okay, like this. So for me, I already have the scaffold, so I'm going to put it there, and then I will explain everything step by step. All right. Okay, so I save. I'm going to explain things step by step. So I save. Now that is a simple menu. So I can come here and format our main theme here. Put where there is app bar theme. Put here icon theme. I go ahead and format the icon theme to have the theme that I want. So just simply say icon theme data, and then you can put, for example, color and say white. I can format even as many things as I want. So if I save there, I want this color to be white, this one here. So if I come back and I try to refresh again, I run the app again, you can see if I come here to the text styling, you see the icon color is what? It's white. It's white by default. So now let's go ahead and look at how we can format text in different ways in Flutter. So we're going to begin with first things first. So how do you change the color of the text? So to change the color of text, first of all, text will always take something called a style. So style, it will give you ability to change different things on your text, the appearance on your text. With style, you can decide to define it directly, just like the way you're seeing here, or you can decide to define the style separately and then you reuse it, just like the way it is used in here, just like the way you do HTML, by the way. You can define the colors, you can define your CSS, your styling within the HTML file, or you can define styling separately and then you just be importing it. So just like that, you can as well do the same here. So here, I have here my first text, and I say this is a normal text. So if I remove these, you'll be able to see that it is this text that you're targeting. All right, let me first comment these others so you can focus on one by one. All right, let me first comment these. Okay, so if I save, you see number one, we're having this is a normal text. So this text, if you want to change it, I can go ahead and give it what we call a style. If you want to change its appearance, I go ahead and give it a style. So a style will always take what it call text style and then open bracket. So in that text style, it is going to change different things about that particular text. If you want to see all the possible parameters that text style takes, just simply press and hold Ctrl button and then click on text styling. You'll be able to see different text styles that the text style takes. So it takes the font size, so you may know this font size, how big or small you want the fonts to be like. So I can say 18, so it can be like that. I can say 25, it can be like that big. Alright, so it goes ahead and takes the color. For example, I put here the black color. You can see it is having the black color. However, say colors.black. So if I want to be red, I just simply say colors.what? .red. Okay. So if I do like that, we'll go ahead and change them to red. If I want them to be purple, I can just say colors.purple, and to go ahead and do what? And change them to purple. So that's how you format a text. So proceed, that is how you format it in that way. So let me put it back to black. So you have another way how you can format text. Different other formats that you may need to look at. This is how you change the font weight of a text. Sometimes you might need something that is bold, okay? So if you need something that is bold, here are the differences. You use what we call the font weight. So font weight will help you to do bold things, okay? Or light things. So if I save it as 100, so you just simply say font weight.w and then you put the weight that you want. So if I put 100, so you can see that it has become very, very light. So if I put 400, it will become normal like other. If I put 800, it will become that bold, and if I put 900, which is the last, it will become very, very bold. So that is how we do it. That is how we change the lightness or boldness of a font. We use what we call font weight. So we proceed. Let's look at another way how you can format font. Here we are demonstrating how you can change a font to be in italics or not in italics. So you just simply say font style.italics and then the font will be in italics. So I hope you can see that we can put font in italics by just simply say font.italics. So according to your idea, you can decide how you want your things to appear. So another thing, we have the underlining. So if you want to underline the font, you just simply say decoration. So you add decoration and then you say text decoration.underline. So you'll be able to see the font has been what? The text has been what? The text has been underlined. So that is how you underline texts. Members, I hope you're there. I hope you're following. We can proceed. Now, how do we strike through? How do we show that the text has been struck through? We use what we call direction. Okay, so decoration, you just simply say decoration and then say that underline. So if you go ahead and do what? Underline your text. So we proceed to another way of how you can format the text. For example, you want your text to have the shadow, you can as well add the shadows like that. So just simply redefine the text and then give it a text style and then go ahead and say shadows. And then it's open the first shadow bracket. It's taking a list of shadows. So you have to make sure that you put a square bracket to compensate for list. So you go ahead and put the first shadow and the second shadow, and how far it should be from from the original. That's what we call offset. How far it should be from the original text, and then it should have which particular color. So if I save this, you can see that I have my shadow there that is having red and purple. separated like that. However, you can add, for example, I can go ahead and put here, I put here, for example, offset 4 to 4, and then go ahead and put, for example, green. So if I save, you can see there is a purple there, and there is also a green. So I can just reapply maybe 4, and then come and put here 6. So that is how we do what? We design the shadows, right? We design the shadows. Green, you can define it anyway, according to your creativity. For me, I'm just showing you what can possibly be done, and you knowing that it can be done. So you can be creative and see how you put these things together to come up with something that is actually very amazing. So you can see, I've seen how we design, how we do shadows. So let's proceed to how we do we finish shadows. Let's proceed to how we do what? How we do the text with background. You can as well give a text some background like that. Just simply say background color in the style. It will get the background color like this. Hope you can see that. So I'm showing what you can possibly do again. You can come here, and then you can change the font family over what? Of text. So you can change the font family. Lastly, as I told you, you can define your text font separately, and then you reuse it. All right, you can define your text styling separately, and then you reuse it. So to define it, you just define it like other thing, and then you make it kind of what? Kind of a variable. So I'll come here at the bottom of my class here, at the bottom of the class here, I'll say the widget tree, and then define the what I define my text. So I just simply say text style, and I give the variable name, and then I define the text style that I want. Okay, so it means that I can be able to reuse this variable at any place. Okay, so let me remove this constant so it can be able to be shown. I remove constant, so you can see that this is a variable that I can use in different places. Okay, so it means that I can define my font only, my styling only once, and then I keep on reusing it in different ways. So you can go ahead and learn much more about styling of text, because every time almost you use text when you're creating a project. I don't think there's an app which does not have a single text. So how your text looks like, it actually matters to the users. So that is how we have practiced text. So you see, click here, and then you have text data. So I'd like you to do also the same. Now let's proceed to how we do what? How we style what we call container. So a container is like how it sounds. It's a container. It's a bucket. It enables us to put our things in a shape. However, we might not be able to see that, okay, this is a container, or this is what it adds on the what? On something. But it helps us to put things in shape and also in organized way. Just if you have ever dealt with web programming, or if you ever dealt with web, then you should be able to know div. So a div is in Flutter, we call it a container, something like that. So it will help us to design things or put things together. Now we're going to go ahead and practice how we can make a container. So I can just simply come here and say new. How we can style container in different ways. So I just simply come and say new, and then say file, and then I'm going to call it container styling dot. Okay, container styling dot. So after putting container styling, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put stateful widget or stateless widget. So there the container styling, and then I go ahead and import these required things. So we're going to see how we can style container in different ways. So I'll begin by, sorry about my background noise. They are constructing here in a road, so they are renovating a road. That's why you can hear some background noise in my, but you can focus on what I'm teaching. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put here container styling. I'm going to make it to be on the home page. So when someone clicks on the container styling, we should go ahead and take them to the what? To the container styling screen. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll just simply come to what? I first copy the name of the class, and then I go ahead and, so I call it container styling screen. Alright, so I'll go ahead and go back to my main menu. So I'm just going to duplicate this guy. I'm going to duplicate this one, okay, because it has almost everything that I want and it is in a good structure. So let me go ahead and duplicate this list item, and that one we say that we're going to learn about container styling, how we can style a container in Flutter. Alright, so I want now if I save, so let's put here a relevant icon. Yep, so here I go. So I want now if I save, it should take me to the what? The container styling. So I'll just simply come here and remove this and put container styling screen. So there you go, you can see how my things look like. They're clean. So I can go ahead and click on that to be able to preview the styling part. So as you can see, there is just a placeholder that is holding no data. So let me go ahead and go to the container styling, and then we style it together. Okay. Alright, so we're going to return a scaffold and import the material. So I'm going to comment all these, and then we're going to be getting one by one as we demonstrate. So now we begin with the first. So you just simply say container, and then of course a container will take a what? A child. Okay. So a child will be now what is inside that container. So you see, this is a container. It is taking a child of text, and you see this is a container with a blue background. So you can see that, right? You can see that. So here, to style a container, it takes a parameter called decoration. To style text, we are using what we call style. But here, to style a container, it takes a parameter called decoration. So in that decoration, you can do so many things, including setting the background color of a container, changing the border of the container. So you see, here I just simply say color, and I put color.blue, and then you see the background color of container is blue. So if I put color.purple, you'll see that the background color of the container is going to be purple. So, and then I can go ahead and put the radius. So the radius is how you want the circles, the corners of this container to be like. By default they are square, and if you want to change them to different shape, you use what you call border radius. So you can say border radius dot circular and put what? Specific circular value that you want. So I can say maybe 100, then it will try to be rounded in form of what? Of 100 pixels. Okay, so border radius, you can define it in different ways. You can define it by one, like this. So I put border radius dot only. So border radius dot only, for it will give me a control over each corner. So I can just simply say top left. So it will take parameters such as top left. I'll give it what I want to show, and then top right, top right, top left, and bottom left and bottom right. So as I go ahead and just go ahead and say radius dot circular, and then I pass the value. So for example, I can make this one to be 0, the top left. See? So it is going to be 0. So like this. So I can see it is 0. So this is how, for example, the chart apps, they're always created. Yeah, something like that. Like you can be able to control each corner. See, this corner does not have a radius. Okay, so I can go ahead and say bottom right and make it 0 also. So you see, we're going to have here what? A 0 here. So you see, you have that kind of what? That kind of a shape. So that's how you style containers. There's a lot of parameters that you can pass in this container. So let's look at more. So another container is this one here. Okay, so go ahead and get that container. All right, put it here. All right, so I'll come here next to this one and I paste that container. I'm going to explain things. So if I save here, you'll see that my container having this color and that radius. I've already demonstrated the radius, so I can remove this. All right, so another thing to like to demonstrate, so this container, so these are different background colors that we are demonstrating. So alright, so let's look at different things that we can pass in this container. So I've looked at the radius. So let's go ahead and look at more. So let me get here just one more, the one that we're going to play with. So I'll put it here. So alright, so now the container itself, it can take color as well. However, it only accepts color if you've not defined the decoration. Okay, so now let's first look at different parameters that the container itself can take. So I press come here, press Alt and Enter. So how about we call padding and margin? So margin is how far the container is from its neighbor, and then padding is how far the content inside the container is from the margin of the container or from the border of the container. So margin is about, padding is for inside, while margin is for outside. For example, if I come here and increase the margin, so this is how you define the margin. You just simply say margin.edge insets, and then you say dot all, and then you can define all the margin that you want. For example, let's go ahead and say, for example, this one has a margin of 20, so it's going to try to squeeze itself so it can space 20 with the neighbor. Now, if we say padding, so it's a padding of maybe 20, so what it's going to do is going to create space between the content and the borders of that container. So put here, for example, 8, you can see that there is space. So this space is what we call margin. Okay, and then the space between these two is what you call padding. All right, so let's look at more things that you can do with containers. So color, you can define it whoever, as I've said. You can define color before you do what? Before you put the decoration. So have alignment. So alignment, just say alignment.center. So to take you to center. So I can say alignment dot center. So if I can put it dot center, dot top center. So if I stood like this, it will try to be on top center. So it is not showing that because it's having too much padding. But if I remove, for example, the padding, where is the padding here? Let me make it maybe 5. If I save like that. So we can give also this container specific height. So you can just simply say height of 500. It will be enough for you. So it will do that. Okay, so you can as well do that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So assume that our text is very short. So you can see I can center it from there using this. So I can say maybe bottom center. It will be centered in the bottom and quiet. All right, so that is how we style containers. Let's proceed. We've seen that this container can give it width, you can give it height. Let's look at more things that I would like you to know. Colors, we've looked at it. So those are most beautiful things that you may need to know. Let's say that maybe the height and color should be the same. If I save, you can see that I've made it the same. So another thing that we can try out, press Ctrl. So I come back here to box decoration, and then I go ahead and press Ctrl and space, and then we have different things that you can do. Among the different things that you can do that are very interesting are the borders. So are the borders, okay? So the borders, we can define the borders of this. So to define the border is very simple. Come here in the decoration and put border, all right? So when you find border, you can go ahead and say border.all. Let me remove this constant. So border.all, it will give the border on the all sections and give it a border. And so you can give this border a color and say maybe the border should be black. So if I say, we'll see, it will be black and should have a width of 2. So you can say maybe the border should be having the width of 10. So it will be that much thicker. So you can see the border is there with the width of 10. And then maybe you can say black, yellow. So you can say maybe here red, yellow. So something like that. So I can design something like a Ghana flag. Put black there. Come and put another container. And give it some color and give it yellow. All right, and give it height what you call infinity and width of infinity. Okay, so shall have that. Then you come and give this guy some padding of maybe 20. And then come and make also this one have a border of 20. So you see I've designed Uganda national flag. Alright. Yep, so that's how you design borders. So borders, you can make it real thin, you can make it big. So our border is the black layer here that you're seeing here. So borders, you can also control specific borders. You can control specific borders by just simply coming here. Let's say that I want to control just only some specific borders. So I can just simply put from border side. So here I can specify some sides and control them, okay? Okay. All right, so the simplest one is that one of all. So that is how you can add borders, and that's also another very important part. You can also see how you creatively make it better. So you can add borders. You can do the background to be the gradient, the background color to have the gradient color, something like that. You see that kind of gradient. You can see that color that I've put behind. Right, if I remove this yellow, okay, so that is how we do it. That's how we style the container. So you can see I've been able to put the gradient. See, these are the gradient color. We define them like this. And if I come here and remove this child, you'll see the gradient colors. All right, so that's how we style a container. Unless there is a question. Is there any question? But before you come in, we are going to finish. Let me first finish everything, then you bring questions at once. So lastly, let's look at a multi-child layout, and that is going to be the column itself. Okay, so let's design the column itself. So what I can do here, I can go ahead and say and we look at the column. So the column is here. We already have it. Maybe we can start from there. In the next lecture, we'll look at columns, the lists, and also other widgets. And then after defining the basic widgets, we go ahead and now start doing the logic. However, at this level, we need to be on the same level. We have to understand everything that I've just explained. So from then, in the next class, we shall now go ahead and go beyond here and looking at the multi-children or multi-child widgets. Then we shall also look at the state management in the next lecture. However, at this level, I expect that people are following and you're understanding very carefully. I mean, you're understanding things. All right, with that much said, I would like to receive some questions if there is any. I expect you people to have questions if you've been following. Members, are you there? Members, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. You have questions?
No.
You've understood everything. So, did you practice? When you practice, where did you stop at? Hilal Serunjoja, are you following? Hilal?
Yes, I'm following.
All right. So, have you practiced? Oh,
A bit.
Eh?
Yeah, I've been practicing.
Okay. So, where are you at now?
I was trying to do